Hello everyone, this is Abigail Barella with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and today I'm talking to you about the Leo new moon that we're going to have on Wednesday. It is in 8 degrees of Leo. You want to look at any personal planets points in your chart where this might be hitting, activating, squaring, opposing, lighting up for you. And if you don't know your chart, you can get it for free off astro.com. And if you haven't already looked at your chart or had an astrologer look at your chart, or even if you have, it's always good to consult with an astrologer every once in a while. So you can set up a chart reading with me. I'll post the link below. And I also have an amazing other astrologer on board, Kristen, who does chart readings as well. So it's kind of amazing how many things looking at your astrological chart can unfold for you, can bring clarity for your success in your life. With that being said, I am launching an amazing program this fall that's gonna go take us from Libra season, from balance to the transformation, and it's going to be a 7-week program with me. I'll have more information for you on the new moon, and the link I will post below for you to read more about that. It's basically like a group transformative process that I'm gonna host and accelerate your transformation so that you can have more success. We go through the 7 chakras, we go through the 7 planets, and we look at where they are in your chart and how you can work with that energy. So as opposed to the astrology school that I do where it's teaching you to become an astrologer, this program is going to be emphasizing how to get to know yourself better and how to get more success based on your chart. So it's really as me as the astrologer guiding you and bringing forth this transformation and change along with other amazing things, how the planets align with our chakras and all that good stuff. So don't miss it. I only have 12 spots available and I want to see you there. So let me know if you're interested, and I will post the link below. And moving back to the new moon, I'm very excited about that program, so I have to tell you just a little bit because it's going to be life-changing. I'm already I get chills just writing about it. It feels like it wasn't from me that it came from, and so I'm very excited to be along for this journey, this experiment. So the new moon is conjunct Venus, and it's in Leo, and this is a powerful conjunction to have a new moon and Venus is not retrograde. We have all these other planets retrograde. Venus is not retrograde. Venus is direct. And so when we have our heart, also Leo is represented by our heart. It's the lion's heart. It's our courage. It's our love and our romance and our inner muse within ourselves. And to have Venus on board for this new moon means that we are in a big opportunity point to set fresh new intention in terms of our love, our desire, and also how we deal with the energy of giving and receiving. And if you aren't having relational things come up or issues of the heart come up right now, you might want to check your pulse. It's very common right now to have those coming up so that you can do that deep inner healing work. The sessions that I've been having with people are so powerful because we're going back and we're looking at Cancer has to do with our land of origin. It also has to do with our mother and our mother story and how that affects our own personal story. And Leo is about our inner child. And so to have this time where we have still some planets in Cancer, we still have some planets in Leo, and to have this new moon, we are still in the releasing phase until we get to this new moon on Wednesday. And it is a really, really opportune moment to do deep healing work. So don't shy away from that. If you're being called to look deeper within, do that work now so that when the new moon comes and Mercury goes direct, which I'm going to talk about Mercury's retrograde in a minute, you will be ready to pounce like a lion onto this new moon cycle. This moon cycle was intense and it isn't over. So my sister was just saying to me, I don't know what's going on because the eclipses are over. And I'm like, oh, no. We are still in the eclipse cycle because that was the moon cycle that we are in that has not ended yet, and it won't end until the new moon. So we are still in it and we're still processing. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. We're still internalizing and understanding our own mechanisms for change, our own mechanisms for opportunities to rewire our brains based on things that were set when we were very little or even within our mother's womb. If you are a woman, you had all of your eggs when you were in your mother's womb. And guess what? The egg that you were created from was held within your grandmother's. So womb because your mother was there. And I'm saying this very confusingly, but basically it's all connected. And even if you're a man, guess what? You were held within your mother's womb and you were connected to her story, to her DNA, to her imprinting, both positive and negative. So we are connected to that. And at the same time, we have the opportunity as a soul to evolve and to grow and to change that patterning. And so this is the time where we're doing that work. Mercury retrograding in Cancer has to do with our connection to the feminine, to the mother, but also to the land. And we can see this with what's happening on Mauna Kea, where I am in total support of the protection of that land and not having the TMT telescope there. So if you are also in support of supporting the indigenous culture that's there and protecting that sacred mountain, I'll put a link below where you can sign a petition to the governor of Hawaii. It's very important that we are aligned with our connection to the earth above all else. And so this is a time period where you might notice emotions, you might notice connections or issues coming up where we have to take a stand and also understand the deeper workings. It's not just something we can logic our way out of, like, oh, it's just a telescope. And it's like, well, no, there's a lot of things that we really have to look at from the past. We have to look at the disruption to important foundations of indigenous culture. So that being said, Mercury retrograde in Cancer is big. It's bringing up a lot of issues around our ancestry, our connection to the land, and also our own mothers. Within that is also our intuition and our feminine. So Mercury will be going direct the same day that we have the new moon, and we're still in that processing time. We're still in that internal time. And then at the new moon, we're ready to pounce, and it's a really great time to actually enjoy the summer. All of August should be a lot more clear and a lot less emo than we've had in July. So that's something to look forward to. As far as the new moon is concerned, we also have a beautiful trine between Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So that's there. Chiron, the sun, the moon, and Venus all together. And then trining Jupiter in Sagittarius. And Jupiter in Sagittarius has been on this journey. It's still on this journey this whole year. It's about a 13-month cycle where Jupiter is in Sagittarius, its home sign. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I have a whole video on my YouTube that you can check out and look at where this is happening for you. But when we have a trine is ease. A trine is joy, and it's bringing those things all together in a very cohesive, fiery way, because it's in a fire sign. So you want to know where this is highlighting. What houses are these highlighting for you? If it's highlighting, fire houses, you're going to feel even more transformation. It might be a little uncomfortable. Also, how is this affecting your natal placements of either Jupiter, Chiron, or Venus? Okay. And I know that's a lot, so I'm going to forget that. But unless you're there, and then you can understand like how that might be important time for you. Okay, but this trine is really saying it's like the inner wounds are there, where they're not going anywhere. However, with Jupiter retrograding in Sagittarius, it's expanding our minds, it's expanding our inner experience. When Jupiter is the planet of expansion, but when it's retrograde, it's inner expansion. It's uncomfortable. It's like that metamorphosis where we don't think we can fit into the old thing anymore, because guess what? We can't. And so it's uncomfortable. So know what house that's happening for you. Know what house Chiron is bringing up the wounds forward, okay? Then you want to know where this new moon's happening for you. And the sun and the moon are, when they're together, they are a beautiful cohesion of energy, and it's Leo energy. And so it's about play and exploration and romance and love, and it's the inner child within us, but it's also our relationship to children, because at the most pure level, our relationship to the idea of childhood or children is this exploration and this play that doesn't have a whole lot of bounds or heaviness to it, in a very pure sense, okay? The way it should be, the way we want it to be for children, is very free and very pure and very curious and very fun, right? And so when we have our sun and our moon, our inner experience, our outer experience, and the way we want to give and receive all set to Leo, it's an opportunity for us to really be lighthearted about some of the deeper, harsher stuff that's happened to us, our soul experience, maybe our past life experience, but especially our experience as children. And so that's why doing this deeper healing work at this time is so vital and so helpful. And I've noticed just the sessions that I've had with people really get in there and bring this lightness, bring this like non-attachment reality to unwire and reestablish a sense of power and control in your life. And that's what I'm all about. So if you want to have an intuitive healing session with me, definitely reach out. This is an opportune time. And then obviously looking your chart anytime is really helpful. But for you personally, you can look at your chart for free. Look at it on Astro. Know where 8 degrees of Leo is in your chart. You might get some ideas and some themes about what this might mean for you. I may be able to come on and do a live on my Instagram page on Tuesday. We'll just see how things are going, and I might do a little share your chart. So if you're interested in that, definitely PM me, and I can get you on the waiting list for that, or see how many people we have that want to do that and try to get through people. Okay, so overall, knowing where this is happening, also just being aware of some of the other Uranus is involved. It's at a really close orb in a square, and Uranus, whenever Uranus is squaring something like the sun and the moon, we're gonna know changes in the air, sudden changes, things that we can't predict. It makes it so that the new moon is more active than it typically would be. So just be awake and ready for some fun, but also some maybe sudden changes, and really being aware that we want to make decisions from this fresh new perspective, not from our old identity or this old idea of ourselves. So it's a power time. I hope you can activate, and I hope you can enjoy this week, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.